I'm Susie and I'd like to talk to you today about fat, because you may have been led to believe that fat is your enemy and it might well be harming your health. So I'd like to give you a few home truths about fat. For example, did you know that 50% of the fat in breast milk is actually saturated fat? Now, I'm a mum, I breastfed my 3 kids. Did I get it wrong? Did Mother Nature get it wrong? I don't think so. I know there's a bit of a linguistic red herring here because fat in your food, fat on your belly, I know it's the same word, but the truth of the matter is that eating fat actually helps you burn fat and lose weight and improves your health. You see, right over the course of human history, human beings have always eaten a diet very rich in fat. Fat is an essential building block for a human being. So just like you know that you need to eat protein to be healthy, it's the same with these essential fatty acids. So every cell in your body has a cell membrane made of fat. Your hormones are made of cholesterol. Your brain is 60% fat. And if you want to stay sharp and succeed at work in life, you need to fuel your brain with good fats for it to function properly. There's also a really strong link between your mood and the fat that you eat. So if you're on a low-fat diet, you're far more prone to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. And if you have been on a low-fat diet, you'll know that you're probably starving all the time, because fat is the thing which makes you feel full. You're probably cranky and in a bad mood and craving junk food. And ladies, if you'd like to stay young looking, you need to eat good fats, because that is the thing which makes a soft, bouncy skin cell. And on the other hand, it's sugar which gives you wrinkles. So how is it that we all came to be so terrified of fat? Well, back in the 1950s, there was a study done which concluded that eating saturated fat gave you heart disease. Now, this was a bit of a half-baked study, and actually it was disproven completely a little while later. But unfortunately, in the interim, it was taken as gospel by everybody from doctors to dietitians to governments and health organizations. And importantly, the food industry leapt on this as a huge opportunity to create a whole new market for low-fat foods. Now, I must confess that back in the 1990s, I was actually indirectly part of the low-fat movement, because I was working in PR 20 years ago, representing huge US conglomerates that made food additives that went into low-fat food products. And they would mimic the mouthfeel that you get from fat, because the problem for the food industry is once you strip all the fat out of a food product, you end up with something that tastes like cardboard and has a really horrible mouthfeel. So what do? They piled in sugar. Sugar is cheap, it tastes nice, it's addictive. So our consumption of sugar just went through the roof, and at the same time, we were told by the official dietary guidelines to fill up on refined carbohydrates, so that's things like bread and pasta and crackers, and to reduce our consumption of fat. And lo and behold, what happened? But rates of obesity and type 2 diabetes have exploded. Now, what I want to tell you about fats is that not all fats are created equal. You want to be really choosy with the fats that you eat. So I've pulled out some examples from my kitchen so I can show you the difference between good and bad. So on the good, we have things like nuts. So I have here some Brazil nuts, some walnuts, seeds, so chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and then almond butter, tahini, which is crushed sesame seeds. Oily fish, so things like salmon and sardines. Then avocado. So if you've ever been to a diet group, you may have been told that avocado is a sin food. Well, that is just a load of rubbish. Avocado is one of the most nutritious foods you can eat. It will not make you fat. It's not fat that makes you fat, it's sugar and refined carbs. Then we have grass-fed butter. These are free-range eggs. And again, eggs had a bad rap for a while, but possibly the most nutritious food on the planet. And do not even think of making a disgusting egg white omelette, because the yolk is the best bit and the most nutritious. Then we have virgin coconut oil, which I use in cooking. And yes, it's practically all saturated fat, but this is a really good type of fat. It's an amazing fuel for your brain. It has a host of other brilliant health benefits, which I encourage you to look up. Then we have extra virgin cold pressed olive oil, and this is just a medicine. It's incredibly helpful for your heart. It prevents heart disease, and it's been used safely for thousands of years. So these are all good natural whole food fats, and they are anti-inflammatory. So this is a really important point for you to take away, because inflammation has been shown to be the root cause of all the major chronic diseases that we see all around us. So you want to eat things which dampen down inflammation and avoid things which ramp up inflammation. So things like these industrially made, highly refined vegetable oils. They're used a lot in processed foods. And similarly, margarine, which is no longer called margarine because it's been rebranded as low-fat spread or cholesterol-reducing spread. Do not be fooled. It's all the same sort of stuff, and you want to stay well clear of it. This is not the latest wellness fad. This is not like hot yoga. Eating fat is just essential for staying healthy. And I know that what I've told you might be completely mind-bending, and I would urge you not to take my word for any of this, but to go and research it for yourself. I know it's difficult to know who to trust with so much conflicting information out there, but I can tell you who I put my faith in. So over in the States, there's Dr. Mark Hyman, who wrote a great book called Eat Fat, Get Thin, which just gives you top to bottom on everything to do with fats. And then here in the UK, there is Dr. Aseem Malhotra, who's a cardiologist, who made a great film called The Big Fat Fix. And even closer to home, here in my home city of Manchester, there is Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, who you may have seen on BBC's Doctor in the House. And he's done some amazing work in reversing chronic disease just through diet and lifestyle. So I'll put links below, and do look these guys up. So I hope you found this little video useful. I hope it's shifted your perception of fat a little bit. Do please feel free to share it and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching.